consultant. So if you have any questions in the middle of these sessions, please let me know, or you can type it on the chat also, or in the Q&A sessions, and I'm going to read your comments and then answer the questions. And before we started, can I know who from all of you who are from the business majors and who are from the IT majors? Can you type it here in the comment section so I can tell that how many business major students that I have here and how many technology background students that we have here. Please type in here. So you can also reach out to me through my LinkedIn and also my Instagram. And after the sessions, if you have some additional questions, feel free to reach out to me, or feel free to reach out to Helen or to Mbak Ardia, so that they can forward the questions to me. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this is how things actually work in real life. Yeah. Building a business is not a straight line, like you establish your business and launching your products today, and it means that you're finished. It is actually a circular cycling process that will repeat itself, and you have to keep doing the planning, designing, testing, deploying, and launching your products step by step. And as you can see in the other startups that we have in Indonesia also, for example, Gojek, you can see that they keep changing. The UI, UX, and also the features that they have from back several years ago is so much more different compared to what they have today. It is because they are doing this agile methodologies that you keep doing the repetitive works on monitoring your progress and looking what the market is actually wanting to have, and adapt or pivot your business to fulfill what the market wants to have from you. So the agile methodologies is actually a way of working where you can keep your pace with the changes in the market and also to the requests in the market, because sometimes we as product owners, we launch a product that we think is perfect for us, but when we launch it to the market, it seems that the market has different expectations towards our product. So this is where the agile methodologies comes in and helps you to rebuild or pivot or make enhancement on your product so that it will fit on what the market is actually expecting from us. Okay, does everything clear up until here? Just let me know if you have any questions. Just type it in the chat, and I'm going to read the chat in the question and answer sessions later. Okay. Now, as an entrepreneur, I know and I understand what you are feeling right now. That you have a lot of ideas. You have like this so many creative and innovations in your head, but sometimes we don't know how to put it on the paper. Sometimes we would like to memorize and take notes of it, but we don't know how to take notes of this and where to start everything. So let me introduce you, and maybe some of the business students, maybe some students from the business major have already seen this. I would like to introduce you to the business model canvas, where we are usually calling the 9 building blocks of business model. This is how we usually take notes and put in and do planning on the business model that we are going to create. So, but from this all 9 big canvas and building blocks, which part should we start first? Should we start first from the value propositions? Should we start first from the key partners side, or should we start from the customer segmentation? So let me show you that this is how I'm going to see the business model canvas. The middle to the right side, I would usually call it the money generator side. So if you want to talk about your ideas to make more money, to create more income and revenues for your companies, you're going to the right side. And in order to get that much of the achievement or money or income or revenue, whatever you call it, or GMV, the left side will be the investment and effort needed for you to have. So this is how I look at the business model canvas. So the first one is usually I will start with the customer segmentation side. I call it buyer persona here. I know that sometimes we feels like a bit confused on, for example, I have this idea of this product in my head, which is the value proposition part, and I want to offer this to the market. But my suggestion is always starting with the customer first, building the buyer personas on the target market that you want to reach out, and then looking at their pain and make sure that we have the ability to fulfill their pain and their what they want and their needs, and then we create the value propositions. Only then you can define how you can solve their pain and pain points differently by adding more values to the solutions that you are going to bring to the market, or else you will be just the other product in the market. And then we will define the key activities. The key activities is actually what you will have to do in order to fulfill the value propositions that you are going to offer to the market. And then the key resources is what would be the assets, human resource network that you have to deliver the value propositions. Well, from the other side, we have this communication style where we are talking about how you are going to engage with your customers. And then on the communication channels, we are going to talk about what communication channels. Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it programmatic ads? Is it billboards or OOH? What will be the channels that you are going to use as the communication channels to reach out to the buyer personas that we have already defined in the very first place? For example, I'm a programmer and I am targeting on the people who would like to I'm targeting on the buyer personas that I'm targeting is the working level class, mid-level in their works, which is the supervisors, managers, senior managers living in an apartment. And I would like to do some and they usually have problems like they don't have enough time to clean their house. And because I have an IT background, my value propositions for them is to help them build the smart home. The communication style for these people will be very, very different with the communication style that I'm going to use to talk to buyer personas who are younger, like 20 years old or 18 years old target market. And it will be very different also when I'm talking to a more mature target market. So that is the communication style. And for the communication channels, because I'm targeting on these people who are approximately like 30 to 35 years old, they may be not so much into TikTok like the younger generations. So I will use programmatic ads and as well as Instagram as the communication channels for them. So this is how these things work. And then sometimes when I was trying to deliver my value propositions, for example, like I would like to provide you with a smart apartment, but I don't have the devices. So that's where the key partners comes in. So I don't need to produce everything by myself. I don't need to create everything from scratch. If you have key partners, you can go to them and say that, let's do a bundling product. I'm going to create the software and you will be the one who will provide all the devices and the sensors, for example. That's how the business model canvas works. Okay. So starting with the customer segmentations or usually is pictured as a customer persona. And usually in one business, you will have several customer persona. Never have only one customer persona because the market will be too niche for you. So try to create several customer personas, like 5 or 3 customer personas for your business, so that when one customer persona doesn't work for you, you can have another customer persona. And for these different customer personas, you will communicate with them differently, or we usually call it personalized based on the customer personas messaging. When we are usually executing this kind of marketing strategies to the target customers, either for my own companies or for my clients' companies. So what is a customer persona? Customer personas is actually an archetypal representations on what our customers will look like. For example, I have here Anita. Anita, I'm going to put in her age, her gender, her address, what is her pain points in her life, what's the gain, and what will be her motivations. So I'm going to show you this on the next slide. For example, we have this persona. Her name is Anita. She is very young. She is around 22 until 35 years old. She is a female. She lives in Jakarta, and her job is in entry level. Education background is bachelor's. Usually she prefers talking with Indonesian mixed with a little bit English. So that will be the basis of how we are going to create the messaging and the communication style for this exact personas. And then what is her pain points or her frustrations? If she has some preferred language, what is her motivation? She wants to become someone on time, want to be a trendsetter, for example. This will be the motivations. And then the favorite brand, favorite channels, like because she's younger, from the younger generation, she prefers TikTok and Instagrams, and who is the main influencers in her life. So this is very important. For example, when you are, I once have this client, which is a multi-financial companies in Indonesia. And this multi-financial companies, they are actually selling their services for those people who wants to buy vehicles. And based on the research, they say that most of people who are buying the vehicles are male. Like 70% of them are male and only 30% of them are female. But these 70% male customers, most of them are married. And guess what? The one who decided on the family or household expenditures is their wife. So their wife will be the main influencer. So when we are launching a campaign, we are not only launching a campaign for these male customers, but also launching some additional campaign for the female customers, which is the wife of these male customers. So what we are doing at that time is we are creating some campaigns on, oh, this is the car that we are selling. It's very good. It has 4 wheels. It has windows. It has doors. It has air conditioners, everything that you need in a car. And if you are becoming the customers, you want to buy this car and you use this ABC multi-financing services, I'm going to give you, for example, a rice cooker. So the male customers will go home and tell their wife that I'm going to buy this car using multi-financing ABC that will give you a rice cooker, and it is proven to work in the market. So this is why it is very important for us to dig very deep into our buyer personas. And then the next one is the KOL or the influencers, who will be their favorite influencers, and maybe we can engage together with these influencers to tap into the market, their followers that will become our potential target markets. And then for the technology savviness, we will also usually do some archetyping. Like for this Anita, she usually is very, very fluent in using social media. She can actively create content. She can do image editing, and then but she is not really good at video editing. So we can, for example, offer her some services for video editing, for example. Okay. The next one, we are going to talk about the value propositions. Remember that here we say that after creating the buyer personas, we are going to next create the value propositions. So how to create the value propositions that is different from what the other players in the market are doing. So the first one is after you define your buyer persona, you will hint out the pain points that they are actually having right now. For example, this male customer who wants to buy a car usually have problems to negotiate with their wife that to approve them to buy new cars or new motorcycles. That could be their pain point. And then second one, what is the gain or what is the expectations that they are going to have? They want to have like pride because they are bringing new motorcycles when they are hanging out with their friends. That could be one example. But they also want to be able to pay for this new vehicle in a pocket-friendly budget. So there will come in as a multi-financing company. And then the next one is the job. The job is not the occupations. The job here is what they need to do with the product that we are selling. For example, when you're selling electric vehicles, the job is for these customers to be able to use the electric vehicles to reach their destinations, which is their offices, for example, with a lower carbon footprint. That will be the job. So we are not saying that the job is he's a doctor or he's a teacher. That's not what we are talking here. So what we are going to do is for the pain, we create the pain reliever for the customer. For the gain, we create some differences. For example, we at the time on the multi-financing client, we are the only multi-financing that is offering the wife of these male customers to go on a trip together because they are the best and most loyal customers that we have. So that is the gain creators that we are providing for them. And then the products and services usually is the basic product and services that will solve the customer's job. And if we can do this, we are finding the product market fit. So we can create a product that fits and help the customer solve their problems on one side, but on the other side, also give them some additional values that they cannot find from our competitors. Now let's move on to the fun part. The fun part is how do we generate revenue from the product that we are creating? So there are types of revenue streams that we can do. So revenue streams or how to get revenue or income for our companies is not always coming from selling things. There's a lot of revenue streams and there's a lot of way that we can make money through different revenue models. I have a lot of revenue models here. I might have like 21 different revenue models. There could be more outside there in the market, but I have highlighted the top 5 or 6 revenue models that is used mostly by the technology company. The first one is the subscription-based revenue model. So you can provide the free features to the customer, but if they want to enjoy a premium feature, they have to pay for the subscription fee for our product. That's the first one. The second one is the ad-supported revenue model. You can see this on Facebook. You can see this on Google. You can see this on YouTube. For example, you can watch YouTube for free, but if you as an advertiser or as a business owner, you want to put your ads on YouTube, then you have to buy the spot and you have to pay to YouTube, and that is the ad-supported revenue model. And as a tip for you, it's very good for you to have more than one revenue model in your business model. Like YouTube, for example, what is their revenue model? they are ad-supported revenue models as well as the subscription-based revenue models, because they are offering you subscriptions for the premium account where you don't need to watch advertisements. But on the other hand, if you don't want to pay, that's where the ad-supported revenue model play the role in the business model. Okay. The next one is the razor and blade revenue model. What is razor and blade? Razor and blade is when you are offering something very cheaply, but in order to make our customer buy the other products regularly. For example, a long time ago, I don't know whether you realize, you know, there is this product called Kindle in the market. It's from Amazon, and Kindle is a device for you to read books online. And the price of this devices is sold in a very low price. It's very cheap. It's like only around 2 million rupiah, if I'm not mistaken, by the time. But when you have Kindle, you will start buying books and contents from Amazon. That is the razor and blade revenue models. The next one is transactional revenue model, which is the usual revenue model that we have. I'm selling things to you, you pay me, and I'll get revenue from the transactions. The next one is the affiliate revenue model. You can see this on Shopee, you can see this on Tokopedia. Affiliate revenue model is when you are offering your customers, or you as a business owner want to be the affiliate partner of another brand. For example, you are opening this Instagram with a very huge followers numbers, and you start selling stuff, and when they want to buy the stuff, you are referring them to a product page in Shopee, for example. That is an affiliate revenue model. And then the next one is the product is free, but the service aren't. This is what I do in Solvo Integra Solusindo, actually. So we are an ERP implementers for manufacturing and supply chain company. ERP is a software that looks a lot like SAP. If you know SAP in the market, it's an integrated software where you can do end-to-end business processes through one software, be it from the purchasing or procurement until the sales and productions. So because we are using an open source applications, we are providing the open source programs or the open source applications for free to our customers, and they don't need to pay if they want to have it as is. But when the customer told us that I need your help to install these applications, that's where the service fee is start to come. They have to start paying for the service fee for implementations and installment. And then if they say that it seems like the ERP doesn't really work for my business model, can we do some customizations? It's when the service fees also comes in. So yes, we can do customizations on that. We can help you customize your products, but you have to pay for the customizations services fee. That is, the product is free, but the service aren't. So it depends on you which of this business model works the best for your business model that we have created just now. And there's nothing such as like this business model is better compared to the other business model. It's all the same. It's more on how is your strategy to pack the product as well, and also the monetization strategies together to gain more revenues for your business. Okay, so I think we've come to the Q&A time. If you have any questions up to here, we still have a lot of materials going on after this. But if you have questions, please shoot me some questions. Anyone here can raise your hand and ask me questions directly, or if you don't feel comfortable with that, feel free to chat me on the chat box. Oh, I see someone is raising their hands. Esther, is that you?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I have a question. How can you generate revenue for your first business?
For my first, what, sorry?
For your first business?
How do I generate revenue for my first business? So my first
Yes.
business is Sopo Integra Solusindo, which is an ERP implementer company. And of course, as a business owner, we have to go and get our hands dirty. We have to go and get in touch with the customers, do the sales things. And because I'm selling ERP to the manufacturing companies, I'm contacting each of the manufacturing companies connections that I have. I also work together with one partner to have good connections to the business, to the manufacturing and supply chain business. And then once we have a connection, we come to their offices and start pitching our products and show them that this is what we have right now, and this is how we are going to monetize from you. Like I said, I'm going to provide you with a free open source products so that you can use these products for free. But if you need me to do some installations or implementations or either customizations for this product, then you will have to start paying for the services that we are providing. So that's how I make money from the first sales in my first companies. So we will get to the go-to-market strategies later on how you go to the market and start selling your stuff, and how are you going to do the marketing, because it will be very different for every different industries. And if I may ask, what is your business ideas, or what is your business that you have right now, Esther?
We're just starting selling some little food, ma'am. But not sell yet. Just make a plan.
You're selling gizmo?
Selling food, like a snack, but just a plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Only a
okay.
plan.
So it's a B2C business. B2C is a business to consumer business. So in this case, if you want to sell your snacks, you can actually, there's a lot of ways to go to market for this product. We are going to talk about this later, but just to give you a sneak peek, as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to sell your products. You have to believe in the product, and you have to have the desire, and you have to go out and not only sitting in the office, to go out and start selling. So reach out to the market and start giving them teasers or give them some testers for the product, because my dad used to be selling snacks also, and what he did was he go out, he creates small pack of sample snacks, and he is giving it out for free for people. And then that's where he started his business. He is producing the snacks, and then he is distributing it to the retailers. So that's what he is doing. Is that helpful for you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Is there any more questions?
Yes, hi Rika. Can I also ask question?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah, so technology is very fast changing, right? It keeps changing every year. How do we create tech products that is future proof and that is able to keep up with all of these trends?
Well, this is actually a very good question. We should be there's no way that we can say that it's a product that we do will be like 100% fail-proof. But what we can do is we have to keep up with trends, like looking at the most advanced technology. Like today, what's the trends today is the Gen AI, for example. And we as business owners have to be able to see how we can implement Gen AI, for example, to customer services. Like a lot of business in Indonesia just focus on selling their products and doesn't have enough focus on the customer services side. So we can use Gen AI as an offering for them so that, hey, sir, you don't need to have like a very big team of customer service, but we can still accommodate all the questions and all the complaints from your customers through Gen AI. And then what we can do next, we can do predictive complaints. So for example, if the Gen AI sees that a lot of people are complaining about A, then we can do some improvement in A, and then it will reduce the number of complaints. And Gen AI, for example, as a robot, it will also remember, for example, Helen comes to me 2 years ago complaining about the lipstick that I'm selling to Helen. When I see Helen come again and online and chat with this chatbot, I can say that, hey, Helen, I hope we resolve the problems with your lipsticks from your previous purchase. And for your sensitive skin, for example, we have these new products that we can offer to you. That is, for example, how we can use the Gen AI or the most advanced technologies to create values and to create products for our companies.
All right. Yes, thank you so much, Rika, for your answer. Yeah, I think other students, if you have questions, don't be shy. Please ask the questions. Yes, I think if there is no more, I think Rika, you can continue. I think the students I think they're going to pull all the questions towards the end, yeah?
Okay. So next we're going to talk about the top 10 startup mistakes. So we as technology startups, one things that usually make us fail is because we are building something that nobody wants. Like what Helen said just now, how do we predict that a certain product will be future proof in the market and fulfill what our customers wants and needs? Previously, when Helen asked this question, I jumped into the answers to an example on how we are going to do it. But in this section, we are going to run through on how we step by step can minimize or mitigate the risk of failing or failure when we are launching a product to the market. So how do we build something that people actually want to buy? Yeah. So this is the big question that everyone is asking, because if sometimes we build products, we think that the product is solving the customer's problem, but actually when we start producing it and we start launching our applications, for example, nobody is using the applications, nobody is playing our game, nobody is downloading our apps, for example. It's because we are selling something that people actually doesn't need. So this is what we do usually. For the first, as beginning, we do the formations part, which is we have the idea, we have the concept as a business owner, which is the first draft of the business model canvas that we created just now. And then from there, we create the problem and solution fit, which is what I explained just now. That is the problem and solution fit. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't mean that when you have created the problem solution fit, you can just create a product and launch it to the market and it will guarantee you to be fail proof. What will you do when you have done the problem solution fit is you have to reach out to the market again, create some beta versions of your products or a prototypes, even not the beta versions, create the prototypes and then validate the solutions that you are creating. That the market really needs the solution. That is product really different from what our competitors is offering to us. Here's the first one. After we validate the solution, we move on to the next sections. We start creating the beta versions of the product, which is the MVP. And then we go again to the market and do the product market fit. We test the MVP. Usually who do this is the early adopters who will be downloading our first versions of or our beta versions of our products, and they will be the one who will be the advocate for us. So this is the second one, which is the product market fit. The third one is the business model market fit. So after you validate the business model, you validate your products, you can start create the growth. What is growth? It is when you have validated that your products actually fit, solve the market's problem, and people are willing to pay a certain amount of money for your products. Not only people who says that, oh, I think that it's a good idea. That's not what we are aiming for. We are aiming for people who say that, Dave, this is a very good product and I would like to pay for it. How could I have this? Take my money. At that point, you can start launching your products and scale up in the future. So this will be the simple way of working on creating the problem solution fit, MVP, and then business model market fit. Okay. Next, what is a problem solution fit? Problem solution fit is when you find a problem in your customer's life and you have solutions based on your expertise that can solve this problem. And then after that, after you validate the solution, you create the MVP. And then inviting the early adopter to test, like I have just said before, validate problems and solutions, and then get insight from the satisfied early adopters on how you can create the MVP again on the next feature to launch. So this is the way that you can mitigate the risk of failure when you are trying to launch your software or your applications to the market. I hope I'm clear enough here. So how to get it done is this will be a cycle, non-stop cycle on build, measure, and learn. So you have to know your customer first, like what I said before, understand their problems, assess their awareness of the problem. Sometimes our customer doesn't aware that they have a problem. They think that, oh, this is how things works. This is how things are supposed to work. And they don't know that they need these solutions. For example, before Gojek, we don't know that we need online object like we have right now. We think that, oh, the only way for us to move from one point to the other point is either using our own vehicles or ride public transportations. Nobody knows that there is a problem there. And then when we are going to the object and then we are bargaining with them, they put up a very high pricing. That is actually a problem, but we don't realize that that is a problem until Gojek comes and create a fixed rate for a certain distance. So you have to assess if your customer actually aware that they have this problem. And then based on your expertise and the connections and partners that you have, you define your product or services. and create the answer of why customers have to choose your products over the other products. Usually, we try to create like 4 to 5 reasons why people have to choose our products compared to the competitors. Why you have to choose Gojek compared to the conventional ojek. Why you have to choose to use certain phones compared to the other phones. It's because of number one, faster performance, smoother. The second one, better camera quality. The third one, maybe faster performing applications, and so on and so forth. So create the why the customer should choose your product over the other product. And it can be a lot of things. But my suggestion is don't use price as the differentiators. Don't say that my product is better than the competitors because it is cheap, because it is cheaper. Because when you say that you are cheaper compared to your competitor, you are starting the price war, and it will make your margin or your profitability thinner. So find other things that can differentiate your products compared to the other competitors' products in the market. The next is the solution effectiveness. Of course, when you are creating a differentiation, you have to make sure that the main offering of your products, which is the solutions that you are offering, effectively solve the problems of the customers. So these solutions should really solve the customers' problems. That is the main thing. Don't make people buy something from us and say that I have downloaded this app. I hope it solve my time management problems, but it actually just a very pretty UI UX, but not solving my problems at all. So make sure that it works. And then the last one is the competitor analysis. Because when you launch something new and it works in the market, people will follow, people will copy it from you. So that's why you have to keep doing the competitor analysis. And then when the competitor is launching something that is similar to what you are launching, then you have to go through again the whole cycle. See what is the next features or the next wants and needs from your customers that you can fulfill. So this is the problem solution kit canvas that I usually do. So the first one is know your customer. After you create the buyer persona, you create the customer segmentations, which is the buyer personas. And then the second one is you have to know their limitations. Sometimes you only create the customer persona saying that, oh, I would like to target on 30 to 35 years old woman. They have like a certain amount of income and they have this certain amount of capability to spend, but you don't see that maybe they have some limitations. What is their limitations? Explore what makes the customer cannot buy your product. What hinder them from buying or using your products or services? This is the customer limitations. And then, is there any other solution available in the market? Available solutions doesn't always have to be the exactly head-to-head competitors. But is there any other competitors that is not directly competing with your product, different products, but they are actually competing in order to gain your market share, your wallet share. Wallet share is the ability to spend money from your customers. So what questions that you have to ask here is, first, of course, who is your customer? And then what is the limit? Why they cannot buy my products? Why don't they buy my products? Is it because they don't have more money? Is it because of their spending power? Is it because they don't know that I exist? Is it because my price is too high? So, and then what is their current solutions for that problem? What did they do right now? What they have tried in the past? And does it works or does it doesn't work? And it will help you to answer the first segment here on the customer state fit. Okay. The next one is conduct customer interview. As a business owner, we have to go out and talk to our customer. We really have to go out, leave your office. I know you want to work in a cold, air-conditioned office, but as an entrepreneur, we cannot do that.
Rika, so sorry, but I
Yes.
think we should have our solid break now.
Oh,
Maybe
okay, okay.
we can regroup in at 6:10.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Everyone, I think let's have 15 minutes break, yeah, for those who would like to do short maghrib. But if not, I think if we use this 10 to 15 minutes to drink some water, have some rest, or maybe go for a toilet break as well. Then let's we come back at 6:10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I think everyone is back. I think Rika, for in the interest of time, because we have a hard stop at 7. Maybe we can, while waiting, we can also resume.
Okay. Because I still have a lot of materials actually.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think we can continue.
Okay, let's move forward. Next, we're talking about conducting the customer interview. How to know better about our customers and understanding their problems and assess their awareness of the problems. And what we need to do here is we have several methodologies to do. The first one is in-depth interview, expert interview, observations, online responses from Google Analytics. We actually can do that. And the last one is about social media listening. So social media listening is when you are using a tool to capture some people's comments in social media about a certain keywords. So that's the social media listening. We can do that also. So that's an add from me to this slide. From there, we were expected to be able to answer several questions. For example, the problems and pains and the frequency of the problems and pains occur. So if you see that, oh, a customer is having a problems, but the problems only occur once in a year, I'm not sure if that is the right problem or pain points to solve. But if it occurs like in a daily basis or twice a week or 3 times a week, then that will be the problems or pain that I think will be worth to solve and will be solved in the market. And then the next one is we just don't see the problems itself. What we do is we take a look at the root cause of the problem. Sometimes people have problems, but the root cause of the problems is actually something different. We have to understand the root cause of their problem. For example, someone is always coming late to work. They always says that it's because of the traffic. But maybe the root cause is not the traffic. The root cause is because they didn't get up earlier and go to their office before the traffic is jammed, for example. And then the next one is we can map the behavior and its frequencies that support the behavior when they are facing the problems or pains that exist. So the questions that you have to be able to answer here is what problems do you solve for the customers and how often does the problems occur? And that will be more than one. And what is the cause of every problem? Is it the problems itself is the cause, or there's the root cause for these problems? And then what is their current behavior to face these problems? What is their current solutions for these problems? Do they do something? Do they not do anything? And how often does this behavior happen? Next, we will also talk about, by understanding the customers, we can also define what is the trigger to act. So what is the trigger that makes the customer wants to solve their problems by paying us for our solutions or our apps? And then how we add emotions for a stronger messaging to the customers. For example, the motivation is to get promotions at work. So our applications, which is a planner applications, time planning applications, we can say is that be successful in your business and get promotion faster with a better time management, for example. So we can do this only if we understand what the customer is actually facing and what is their motivations. And then by understanding the customers, we also have the channels, online and offline. We should go to be where the customers are, rather than waiting for the customer to search in the Google apps, searching for our applications and download and install. We should be where our customers are. For example, if our customers is more from the younger generations, then we should be at TikTok because they are there. If our customers is the university students, we should be there in the university. Maybe if there's some events, we be the sponsor of the events, for example. That is be where your customers are. The next step is to create the unique selling propositions, unique value propositions, and develop the MVP, or the minimum viable product. Or if today minimum viable product is no longer sufficient, we usually call it minimum valuable viable products, MVP. This is the reason why the customers will choose your products. And here's an example of an MVP on what is not MVP and what is MVP. MVP is not like, for example, the first one, you want to create a car. You create the tire first, make a very good tire, and then create the car. This is not an MVP. MVP is like you are creating something with wheels and then create a bike, for example, and then create a motorcycle, and then you create the car. So what is the difference between the first example and the second example? The first example, the first things that you create doesn't represent the real value that you want to offer to your customers. While on the second example, your first products, even though it's very simple, it shows the customers that you want to solve their problems to move from one point to another point. So that is an MVP. Next, after you frame all of the things inside the canvas from number 1 to number 9, then you can come up to your solutions, solutions that you are going to sell to the customers. So this is the problem solution fit canvas. And then you do the market testing, where you go to the market and then tell them that, hey, this is the solutions, this is the MVP that I created. Do you want to try it or not? If you want to try it, do you like it or not? If you like it, do you want to pay for it or not? And then sometimes you cannot interview everyone in this world. So usually what I do is I want to make sure that out of 100%, for example, that I come to and I offer and I interview, at least there's 12 customers who says that they must have the solutions for the problems. It makes 10% conversion rate for us. So there must be at least 10 to 12 customers who say that they must have the solution for the problems that I am trying to solve. And then this from these 12 customers, at least 5 of them would like to advocate or to talk about your products and introduce your products to their peers or their friends. And then at least one person will say that they will pay for it. So this is the scale that I use to make sure that, oh, okay, my MVP is ready to be launched for beta testing in the market. Okay, so this is the final problem solution fit canvas. Now, I think we can have a short Q&A for the problem solution fit canvas, and then for the MVP part, and on what is the rationale that I can say is that when I'm going to the market, I can say that this product is worth to be launched to the market. You can also type your questions in the chat box and I will read the questions out and answer your questions. Any questions? Anyone? Maybe some of you, have you start creating your MVP or your prototype and you want to test to the market? Okay, so I have these questions from Helen on how do we balance innovations and functionality. So there's no exact way on how we balance innovations and functionality. It all depends on how the market is reacting to our MVP. So when the first things that you have to do is, of course, the basic things is the functionality, that is the core. And then we are building the innovations around the core to create the differentiations. So that is how we do it. Make sure that the functionality-based core functionalities work very well first, and then wrap it with some other innovations on to make it more valuable to the market.
Thank you,
that answered.
Rika. Yes, thank you, Rika. Maybe I also have one more. Just a very quick one. What strategies that we can use to gather and analyze user feedback? Because some users, I understand that they are not always reachable or they're not always open for feedback, but we really need that feedback to iterate our product, right?
Yes, yes. We usually when we are talking about our market, there is something called the early adopters or the early evangelists. So this is the market that we are going to tap into, and they will be the one who, for example, when WhatsApp is launching a new features, they are opening a registrations for those who wants to try the beta versions, and it is limited to a certain amount of people. That could be one way. The second way is to go out to the market and talk to them, to our existing customers. For example, hey, I would like to launch new products or new features inside my products. Are you available for a short interview or short testing? And in exchange of your time, of course, we will have to give them some benefits. For example, give them some vouchers for testing. And then we can also do the focus discussion groups where we are collecting several people together and do the focus group discussions. So
yeah,
if that is still impossible to do, then we should gather the secondary data. For example, maybe we buy some data from the other market researchers. That is the first. The second one, we are doing the Google Analytics. We can do Google Analytics on several keywords. Is there sufficient enough people who are looking for the solutions that we are offering? And then the next one will be the social listening. So social listening is when we are using tools to listen what people are actually talking in the social media. What is the main complaint or the main problems that people are talking in the social media. I see there is someone who is typing some questions. Not one questions, but two questions I see from Rafi Nur Fajri. The first one is how to get many customers and connections in our first business and how to expand our marketing. We will cover this in the go-to-market strategy part, but the first one is when we are starting a business, we will have a group called the co-founder. So usually when you are going to create a co-founder team, I would suggest you to have 3 people inside your team. The first person should be someone who is who understand the market really well and can do the marketing very, very well. They have the network to the market. That is the first one. The second one is those who have the ability to create the products. And the last one is the one who have the ability to create campaign for your products in case the first person doesn't get enough tractions to your applications or your products. So I am suggesting you to have this 3%. We call it the hustler, the hipster, and then the hacker, which is the hustler is those who have the connections to the market, who has networks to the people who will buy your products. The hipster is those who will more responsible on the product design and how these products can be used easily by the customers. And then the last one is the hackers, who is the one who will build the products. So I am suggesting you to have these 3 combinations of people. And of course, it will be supported by digital marketing activities as well as offline marketing activities. For digital marketing activities, what you can do is you can do sponsored content, targeting on the specific customer segmentations that you have already created on the customer personas face. I hope that answered the first question. The second question is how to make our customer pleased with our products and our services. So our customers like our products and want to subscribe to us. So this is an iterations process. You cannot make your customers happy in the very first place, but you can see the pattern. You can see which button they click the most. What is their activities while they are inside your applications. We can use Firebase to monitor that kind of activities on what are our customers mostly doing inside our applications, and then ask for their feedback. You can do some sort of small gamifications, asking for their feedback on how you can improve. Do you want to rate our applications from 1 to 5 stars? How much do you rate our applications, and what is your comments on our applications? And if it is a bad comment, it's okay, because it leaves you with the room for improvement. If it is a good comment, you know that that is where you should improve. That is the features that you should pay attention to in the future. I hope that answered your question, Rafi. Oh, I think we have another questions from Theodora Evelyn Purba. The questions is, Theodora would like to ask about the business projects with her team about matchmaking website. Interesting. It's like a Tinder, but for students who are looking for suitable roommate to live together. Does this business can grow, and how can we introduce this business to people? Does this business can grow? I don't know, but the market can give you the answer. You have to go out and ask for students, ask the students around you if they need this kind of applications. Do they prefer to live alone, or due to, for example, some financial restrictions, they are looking for roommates? So you have to go out and ask the market. But I see the potentials in this. It is interesting, but you still have to validate this to the market. And the second question is, how can you introduce this business to people? There's a lot of way to do this. The first one, because your target market is students, you can do this you can create a sponsored content and digital marketing ads. That is the first one, but it's quite pricey. The second one is to start introducing it on events. For example, if there's events in your university, you can set up a booth there and introduce your applications to the students. The next one, you can do these things called the affiliate programs, or referral programs, where if someone is referring your applications to other people, and they are using the referral programs, they will get benefits. For example, they will get a certain points that can be redeemed with premium features, or they can get some points that can be used to redeem with for example, rooms that have becomes your partners, room owner that already becomes your partner, and then they can get a certain discount by using that point. So that will be some way that you can introduce this business to people. Any more questions? I can see that actually some of you actually already have ideas, right, in your mind. You're welcome, Theodora. Okay, if there's no questions for this time, let's go to the go-to-market strategy. So what is a go-to-market strategy? Even though this word contains the word market, don't mix up go-to-market strategy with marketing strategy. it's two overlapping sometimes, but also two different things. So go-to-market strategy is what you do, like what Theodora asked just now, how to start introducing your products to the market. That is the go-to-market strategy. So it is a comprehensive business plan you use to bring a new product or service to the market. So that is the go-to-market strategy. While marketing strategy comes following after the go-to-market strategy. Once you bring this product or services to the market and introduce it to the market, and you see that people are interested in it, you start running your marketing strategy. So that is the difference between go-to-market strategy and marketing strategy. So next time, if you created an applications or a program or a technologies, and then you bring it to the investors and they ask you, what is your go-to-market strategy? This is your answer. You are not saying that, oh, I'm going to do promotions, or you are not going to say that I'm going to create discount. Discount is a part of marketing strategy, but it's not the go-to-market strategy. So usually go-to-market strategy contains of several components. The first one is branding. The second one is understanding of the customer's behavior and what customers need. The third one is the marketing activities. The fourth one on the go-to-market strategy is actually sales. So we have to make sure on the go-to-market strategies that the strategies that we are building will actually result in revenue for the company. So there is a go-to-market strategy. So how to create a go-to-market strategy? The first one is to identify your target market. We have talked about this in the previous sessions. The second one is to clarify your value propositions. We already talked about this also. The next one is to define your pricing strategy. Because when you want to go to the market, people should know not only your product, but they have to have this reasonable price that makes them want to buy, and the price that they can afford on one side, but on the other side, this is also the price that provide the optimum benefits or margins or profits for your business. And then next, you can craft your promotion strategies, and then choose your sales and distribution channels. The last one is to set the metrics to monitor your performance. Because again, this is an iterations. You don't know what to improve if you don't know what to measure. And you don't know, and if you don't do the measurement, you don't know where you are lacking. So you have to set the metrics to monitor your performance. We are going to talk about this later. We have a sections for this also. So they say a good price is one that fits your business objectives, matches your customer profile, and makes you competitive also in the marketplace. So your customers sees your products and services, they can afford your products and services, they think that the price is reasonable for them, and the price is competitive. I don't say that you have to be the cheapest in the market, but it should be competitive. For example, if your competitors is selling a mouse for 100,000 rupiah, if you are selling a mouse with similar features, then it's impossible for you to sell it for like 1 million rupiah unless you have some additional very unique value propositions on that product that you're going to sell. Yeah, and that has to fit your business objectives, which is provide enough margin or enough profitability for your business. So this is the 5 most common pricing strategies. There's a lot of pricing strategies actually, but the 5 most common pricing strategies, the first one is the cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing is when you calculate your cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is all the costs that you need, either the transportation cost, either the production cost, either the partnership cost, either the marketing costs, all the costs that it takes to create your products and then you mark up. For example, to create one mouse, it will cost me like 80,000 rupiah. So I marked up to 100,000 rupiah and sell it to the market. That is the first way of doing pricing. So sometimes we have questions, how much should I charge my customers? This could be one of the way that you can start your pricing strategy. The second one is the competitive pricing. So you set a price based on what the competition charges. So you go to the market and see what your competitors or how much your competitors is offering to the market, and then use that as the baseline for you to decide at how much are you going to charge your customers. The third one is the price skimming. The price skimming is you starting with a high price and you see if the market is buying that your product in that price. It means that the price is working. But if people are complaining that your price is too expensive for your product and for the features and the value that you can deliver to the customers, then you start lowering it down. That is the price skimming. So you have to keep your eyes open and see what the market's reactions to the pricing that you are charging them in price skimming strategy. The next one is the penetration pricing strategy. So this is what a lot of people are doing. So they start with a low price to enter a competitive market and then try to rise it later. But even though it seems like it sounds like it's an easier way to enter the market, but it comes with also with a dark side of it. Like if you enter the market with a lower price and then you suddenly raise your price higher, you are facing a risk of losing customers because you teach people to be loyal to you because you are cheaper compared to your competitors. So the penetration pricing, I didn't say that it is wrong. It is good if you want to do it, but you have to be very careful when you raise your price later. The last one is the value-based pricing. This is when you create a product or services, and then you say that I believe that my customer will spend 100,000 for this mouse because it is wireless and it is very comfortable to use, for example. So that is the value-based pricing. So you create the value, you assume that this will be the value that people will buy for your products, or that people will pay for your applications. So that is the value-based pricing. So there's nothing, what is the best way to do pricing? What is the, not the worst way to do pricing? There's no answer to that. This is all depends on the type of products or applications that you are offering and how are you going to do the market, how you are going to do the monetization strategy. Next, we are going to talk about creating a scalable product. But before we go to the creating scalable products, is there any questions on the pricing strategy? Because sometimes based on my experience, pricing is one of the biggest headache for a business owner because they don't know how much should I charge the market. Is there any questions before I move on to creating the scalable products? If not, then I will continue the sessions and then you can ask me the questions later. Just a little bit more content. To create scalable product, what is a scalable product? This is a difference between a growing product and a scaling product. When you are talking about a growing product, if you can see my mouse, when the sales grow, you can see the cost is also growing. And the investment is there along the way. But when you're talking about a scaling product, you can see that the revenue growth doesn't really affect the cost that you have, and you only make 1 or 2 times investment at the very beginning. So this is a scalable product. How to make your business grow without increasing your cost. That is a scaling business. And we can do this very easily if you are an applications. So tips to create a scalable products. The first one is, of course, build a business model that is attractive to the investors, and then validate your business model with an MVP. Why? Because when you validate your business model with an MVP, and we can see that the market says that, yes, I'm interested in your product and I'm willing to pay for your products, you can create a marketing strategies that focus on the network effects. For example, on Facebook, the more people using Facebook, the more valuable the platform is because it's a social media. That is a network effect. Okay, so you voluntarily will ask your friends to join Facebook or to join TikTok or to join Instagram because you are there. So that is a scalable product. So TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, they don't really need to increase their cost, while on the revenue side, the number of users is growing. And they can use this growing user base as a basis for them to sell their ads products, because that is their business model. That is their revenue model. Okay. The next one is building a strong team. I've said before that I was suggesting the team components for you to have to build the 3H, which is the hustler, the hackers, and the hipsters. And if the optimizations needed is not your core competencies, outsource it. The next one is to invest in technology and automations. This is also applicable for you who are not creating technology products. For example, at the very beginning, one of you says that you have a snack business. So instead of doing offline marketing, which for each time you do the marketing, you need to spend money and then you have to open your booth in different spots, you can leverage in technology and automations, for example, using the digital marketing, create a viral content. Viral content is actually one way to create a scale up marketing strategy. And then for those of you who are on the business like food and beverages or hospitality and services, consider licensing and franchising. By doing licensing and franchising, for example, franchising, you will become with the same cost, you will have more booths or more restaurant open for your F&B business because you're selling the franchise. Let's say, for example, McDonald's. They don't need to open their own restaurant. People will come and buy the franchise license and open the restaurant on behalf of McDonald's. And then the next is to improve your business continuously. Last but not least is the monitoring and adaptations part, where I'm going to introduce you to the marketing and sales funnel, which include the awareness, interest, desire, actions, retentions, and brand advocacy. Why is it shaped like the hourglass? Because awareness is the biggest funnel. A lot of people will aware of your products, but it will go a slightly smaller when it comes to from 100 people who are interested in your product, maybe only 80 people interested in your products, and maybe only 75 people desire your products, and only 50 people who are really taking actions to buy your products. And then from this 50%, the number will grow again. Because why? Because they are doing repeat purchase, they are doing retention. So it's the number is growing again on the retention part, and it will grow again on brand advocacy. For example, they are not only doing repeat purchase, they also buy more products from you. They are not only doing repeat purchase and buy more products from you, they also advocate your products to other people. So that is the brand advocacy. So this is the funnels that you will go through, that most business will go through. And if you can do it right, you can reach this part, the retention and brand advocacy. Why? Because it is easier for you to make existing customer to repurchase your products or repurchase the subscriptions of your applications rather than to get new customers. Research shows that retention cost is 20%, only 20% from the total acquisition cost. Acquisitions is from awareness to action. This part we call it acquisitions. This part we call it retentions. And retention cost is only 20% from total acquisition cost. That's why you have to be able to provide a very good services, good loyalty programs, good referral and affiliate programs for your existing customers. When you get someone paying you, you have to make sure that they are going to keep using your applications over and over again. And here are some KPI that you can use. Like I said, you cannot monitor what you don't measure. So we cannot say that a product is good. My marketing activities works if you cannot tell me the number of views, the number of click-through rate, how much do you spend for the cost per meal. You cannot say that your applications is the favorite applications in the Google apps if you cannot show me number of download and number of registrations. You cannot say that people desire or want to have your applications if you cannot tell me the bounce rate. Bounce rate actually is when people come into your website or your application and they leave. That is bounce rate. If you cannot tell me the minimum time they're spent on the page, for example. And then for actions, you cannot say that, oh, my application is actually doing very well, our sales is good. You have to be able to say that we can produce this number of transactions each week with this average basket size. Average basket size is the average amount of money that people spend in your applications, and then the number of abandoned basket. Because remember, you want to make people to retain. So you cannot leave an abandoned basket. You have to re-follow up them again. Maybe some of you have the experience of when you are putting some products in the cart, but you didn't check out, the applications will come back to you and say that, hey, Rika, I see that you purchased a mouse inside your basket, but you haven't checked out. Is there anything I can do for you to help you to check out easier? Yeah. For retention, of course, the percentage of retention rate, which is the percentage of customers who are buying for the first time that retain, that do the repeat order on your applications. And the churn rate, which is the number of customers that leave your applications. And then for brand advocacy, usually I'm using the number of referral code used and the number of affiliate partners that we have outside there. Okay, that is for the KPI, and this is usually how I measure and monitors. This is the dashboard that I usually use to monitor the performance of my marketing activities and the performance of my applications. So I'm going to measure the impressions, number of clicks, the cost per clicks. Number of clicks is related to cost per clicks. Cost per clicks is how much do you spend in paid advertisement for each clicks that people are doing. Okay, and then how much do you spend for this a certain period of time, and what is the cost per acquisitions? So cost per acquisitions is the total cost that you spend for you to get one person to purchase your products and check out and pay. That is cost per acquisition. Okay, and then there will be some channels that we are monitoring. I'm using programmatic ads, I'm using Google, I'm using Instagram, I'm using TikTok. Programmatic ads is something might be new for some of you, but it could be also something familiar for some others. Programmatic ads is when you are working together with a service providers, and you tell them that this is the set of the variables of the target customers that you want to target, and they will be the one who will be shooting your advertisement to the relevant customers. You can find the result of programmatic ads, for example, when you are playing games. Sometimes when you are playing games, there will be some advertisement that is a part of programmatic ads. Sometimes when you are reading a news portal and there's some advertisement pop up in the news portal, that is programmatic ads. Yeah, so you don't need to go to the tik.com and deal with them. You can just go to this the DSP, we call DSP, which is the service providers, and says that I want this to advertisement to appear in front of this kind of visitors with these variables, and they will be the one who will be shooting your advertisement on relevant platform to the relevant customer categories or segmentations. So that is overall content that I have for you and the materials that I have for you for today. Maybe you have some questions that I can help you answer regarding your business, or if you have some bottlenecks when you want to go to the market and so on and so forth. Any questions?
Any questions, everyone? While we still have 6 minutes, and I'm sure Rika would be happy to extend maybe 1 or 2 minutes after that. Oh, we do have one. I think it's in.
Yes. Yeah, we have one actually. It's from Muhammad Yusuf Irsyadullah. The question is there a certain point on a business that is something like a license as patent is needed? Yes. If you are creating something new, or if you are creating, for example, you are creating a song, or you are creating a unique business model, yes, you will need a patent or license to make it yours. And if other people want to use the same technologies as the one that you are creating, then they have to pay a certain amount of money for you for each of the usage. So this is actually a very good question, especially for those who are working on the creative side like us, because we are creating applications, we are creating products. So yes, if your product is unique and it solves a lot of problems and nobody have done this before, I will suggest you to create a license or patent for your products. Yeah, that is actually a very good question. Thank you, Yusuf. Any more questions? I think we still have like another 5 minutes.
Rika, maybe you can share about from your own experience working with various tech products. What was the most challenging, and maybe any interesting story launching that to the market?
What is the most challenging? So I used to work with this B2B marketplace initiated by one of the telco companies in Indonesia. So this company wants to, because they don't do the phases that I am explaining to you before. They don't go to the market. They don't do the problem solutions fit. They just go straight, spend a lot of money building these products that actually the market doesn't buy. So and they asked me to do the go-to-market strategies for this product, and it is very hard, and they have to redo all of this process again, so they can improve bits by bits and then fulfill what the market needs, and finally they can launch the products to the market based on what the market is actually looking for.
Okay,
so
Rika. Yeah, we do have another question in the chat. Maybe it's
yes.
After this we can start wrapping up.
Yep. So we have questions from Karim. What is your opinion if we invite an innovations, create a prototype product, but discover that someone else has already implemented a similar innovations? I think it is still okay if other people have similar innovations. But you have to be able to create a unique value propositions on your own. So when you create these products and you then find out that other people are creating similar products, then it is our homework as an entrepreneurs to create some unique value propositions that they don't have. So we have to remap again what is their strength, what is their weakness, and then from their weakness, we create the solutions that we can offer to the market. So we can say that, hey, I'm similar to Google, but I'm better in this part. Can it still be considered innovations? Yes, it is be considered as an innovations if you can find that unique value propositions that you can create aside from the product that is similar to the competitors. It can be a features, it can be the way you market your products, it can be the way you treat your customers. It can be still considered as innovations. And the last question is, are we allowed to proceed with the innovation even if our product is similar? Yes, you can see a lot of similar products in the market, right? As long as it's not patented, it's not patent, you can allow to proceed with the innovations. For example, when we are talking about marketplace, there are so many marketplaces outside there, which is quite similar, but they each have their own unique value propositions. You can tell the differences between Tokopedia and Shopee. Both are marketplaces, very similar, but there's differentiations on the way they are marketing their products, the way they are displaying the UI UX, and they have different target markets. You can also see the similarities between Gojek and Grab applications. So it's okay to have a similar products with the other players in the market, but what we need to make sure is we can prove to the market that we have some unique value propositions, that we have some differentiators compared to the our competitors. So we can say that we are the same as our competitors, but we are better in this, and this. So I think that will be my answer to these questions. Thank you to Karim.
All right. I think that would the last question that Rika just answered would be closing this session. I think I representing Indogen Capital also as well as Setsail and the President University would like to thank you, Rika, for your availability and for sharing with our
Thank you,
students.
everyone.
And yes, I hope that the students will get as much insights, as much learnings, especially from you who is like who is an entrepreneur and having a founder background. And we hope that this will be beneficial for them in the classroom as well as in their professional career. And yeah, I think it's been 2 hours, and I'm assumed that everyone must be a bit tired, a bit hungry while waiting for their dinner. And yeah, so I think we all can wrap up. And thank you so much, Rika, for your time. And yes, I
Thank
think
you
we
so
all
much
can
for
give
having
a
me.
little reaction to Rika, have the clap, the thumbs up or the clap. If we can do that, that will be great. And
Thank you.
yes, I think good night, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening and have a good rest. Thank
Have
you,
good rest,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.